Okay, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is BF 240 as well as IP 240. Like I promised you, okay, not forgetting BSP, sorry, not forgetting BSP 240. So this is a combination of three streams, BF 240, IP 240, as well as BSP 240. So like I promised, Unit 4 basically is divided into components. The first being something that I would want you to just do on your own. Then the second part of Unit 4 is what we'll do together. So for those that were there on Friday, I did indicate to say this unit basically looks at Excel. Excel is a Microsoft Office package. It is pronounced as XL, like it is written there. And just some brief background, this particular Office package can actually run on Windows. It can run on Mac OS, on Android, as well as iOS. On Friday, we did we did go through where we were saying, just like any other software, there should be a reason on why one needs to use that software. So why do we need to use Excel? We are saying it is one of the most popular spreadsheet programs in the world. It is easy to learn and to get started. The skill ceiling is high with and this basically means that you can do more advanced things as you become better. So Excel is used for a wide range of things. You can use Excel for things such as doing your budgets. You can use Excel for your daily transactions. Even a company as big as ShopRite can actually use Excel to record their transactions. So Excel can be used for a number of things. So to get started, if you need to open Excel, basically, if you're using Windows 11 like me, you need to go to that Start button. Then you can search for the program of choice by just typing in the name. And if you've seen it has popped up there, I can click on Excel to open it. Okay. So I'm using Excel 2019. If I need to start, I need to start by clicking on a blank book. But apart from that, you have other templates that you can use in Excel. If you go on templates there, you'll notice that there are a number of templates. You can use premium weekly chores. If you click on that template, I'm sure it will, let me say preview so that we see what this template is made up of, so that we just appreciate some templates as well. So maybe they are saying this is a weekly chores schedule. So you can use Excel actually to come up with a schedule. Those of you that are 20 of you at home, you can find a template in Excel that you can actually make use of. So there are a number of templates in Excel, but for us today, we'll concentrate on a blank Excel template or a blank Excel workbook, which we will start from scratch and build up as we go on. So in Excel, like we said, Excel is made up of columns like this one, and the columns are labeled with letters. Then we also have rows, which are labeled with numbers. So the intersection of a column and a row is what we refer to as a cell. So we'll keep diving in as we proceed. Okay. So we are saying the Excel view has columns and rows similar to a squared math exercise book. Do not worry if the functionality looks overwhelming at first. You will get comfortable as you learn more in the sections to come. For now, let's focus on rows, columns, and cells. And we are saying A cell basically is an intersection between a column and a row. Okay, so let's make a function. First, if you need to make a function in Excel, a function basically is some mathematical arrangement of some sort. So let's make a function. The first function that we'll do, we'll make it in A1. A1 is what we refer to as a reference. A reference in Excel basically is more like an address. So each cell has got an address or a reference. So if we look at this cell, it's an intersection of column A and row A. So this cell is going to be referred to as A1, like we are seeing in that box. Let me go to my Excel there. If I put my cursor there, you see the reference that we have in that highlighted corner is B4. B4, why? Because this cell is an intersection between B and the row 4. So each cell will be referred to by the intersection of the column as well as the row. So if I click there, it will be C1. So if I need to do anything, I need to refer to a cell, I need to refer to it through some reference. And that reference is more like some address of that particular cell. So in any cell, I can actually do any function. I can do some mathematical computation. And if I have to do that, I have to start by typing in the equal sign. Then I can even say sorry, let me just minimize that. I can say 1 plus 1. If I press on enter, it has to give me the answer, which is 2. And right there in the function row there in the function view, it will give me what function I typed in. So in Excel, I can actually, if I need to do any formula, it starts with the equal sign. I can say 9 plus 3 in brackets. I can, okay, sorry, 9 plus 3 in brackets. Then I can as well even say divide by 2. If I do enter, it will give me an answer. So basically, you can run a number of mathematical functions in an Excel cell or in an Excel sheet. Let's take a brief overview of an Excel sheet or an Excel workbook. So in Excel, you have this top part, which is referred to as a ribbon. In this ribbon, you have things like the home, the insert. If you've used Microsoft Office before, you notice to say most of these features are similar or they are equivalent to what you have in Microsoft Office. So up here, you have what are called the groups or the groups which are in a ribbon. Then down here, the boxes, we refer to that as a sheet. That's why down here, you can see it's written sheet 1. And if you want to, so a sheet basically is like a leaf or a page in a book. Because basically in Excel, what we have is what we call a workbook. So I can add more sheets or pages by clicking on that star there. So this is page 2, and page 2 will be blank until I write something or I type something. If I go to sheet 3 will be different from the other sheets as well. It will be blank. I can say Zambia. If I want to go back to sheet 1, I'll still find the things that are done. If I go back to sheet 2, I'll still find what I've done. If I go back to sheet 3, I'll still find what I was working on. Okay, so basically that's about the ribbon and the sheet part of Excel. You can read more in your notes. I've given you all these things. The tabs, like I said, you have the tabs like insert, you have draw, you have home, just the way you have them in your Word or in any other Microsoft package. Okay, let's move on. I've talked about the sheet. In the sheet, you can have a combination of words, letters, etc., etc. So the Excel sheet, which is the cells, the boxes that you have in Excel, you can have some descriptions, some words, some numbers, etc., etc. Anything that you can type it in Excel. Okay. I've talked about multiple sheets where you can actually have multiple pages, and we're saying a sheet is just like a page in a book. So you can have multiple sheets in your Excel workbook. Okay. Let me talk about syntax. We're saying a formula in Excel is used to do mathematical calculations. Formulas always start with the equal sign, which is typed in a cell, and then you follow by what you want to calculate. Just like I did indicate, if you want to come up with a formula in Excel, you have to start with the equal sign, then whatever calculation you want to come up with. So that's how Excel works like. So the syntax, we are saying, syntax basically is how something has to be written or how something has to be done. That's what we call the syntax. So a formula in Excel is used to do mathematical calculations. And then we're saying formulas always start with the equal sign, which is typed by starting with the equal sign in a cell, and then you follow with the calculations that you would want to do. You can claim that Excel, you can claim the cell by selecting it and typing the equal sign. So how do you get to highlight which cell you want to work on? Just take your cursor there, click on that particular cell, type your equal sign, your whatever computations you want to do. After you're done, just click enter, then Excel will do the calculations for you. Okay. So we've looked at that. Alternatively, you can as well just practice like this. So we are saying you can type values into cells and use them in your formula. So instead of us just working with a particular, with numbers, if you've seen here, I was working with numbers where I typed in, let's say, let me start and with an equal sign. I can say 5 plus 6. When I say enter, it will give me the answer. But we are saying, instead of doing that, you can use the reference numbers. Remember, we are saying these cells are referred to by some reference. That reference will be the name of the column and the letter for the column and the number for the cell. So where I've put the cursor, if you check in the corner there, it's J7, which means the column is J, then the row is 7. So what we're saying is, instead of you typing in the numbers like, okay, equal to 6 times 9, you can as well use reference points. And what we can do is this: I can type in, say, 300. There I can type in 400. And there I can come and say equal sign. Then I'll refer to this cell, which is L3. I'll say L3 plus, this is L4. When I do an equal sign, it will add whatever value is in L3 and whatever value is in L4 and gives me an answer. So if we do an addition of the two, it gives me 700. This is what we are basically looking at. So apart from just typing in the actual figures, we are saying you can reuse the references of the cell to actually come up with a mathematical formula. This is basically what we're saying. So we're saying you can, in A1, you can type in A1, which is column A, 1. You can type in 309. In column A2, you can type in 320A, then 2, 320. In column B1, which is B, then 1, we type in 39. In column B2, which is B, then 2, we type in 35. Then we can still come here and put an equal sign and say A1 plus B1. It will give us an answer just the same way we would get an answer if we were using the actual values. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, that just like I said, here we're saying A1, which is the value which is 309, minus the value which is in B2, which is 39. If we do enter, it will give us this answer that we are seeing here, just the way you would get it if you're doing the actual direct computations. Okay. So you can read through there. I've given you another example there, which you can still read through. Okay. So basically, that's one concept that you need to look at. So for this particular segment, let me end there. Then I'll also do another video that will just guide you on Excel ranges going up to the other parts. Thank you.